you've probably spent the last 2 or 3 weeks traveling. 4 days of that. Going up seems like a nearly infinite ramp, as it's not often that you get to look outside of your wagon, but when you did, you just saw basically nothing below you, just a ridge, rock, and trees, and really you couldn't get a good picture, but what you did know is you were slowly losing your breath, heading to the fabled land of Draughnor. Talk to the other 5 people in your wagon. However, unfortunately, at some point, and you can't quite remember when, that was put on the wagon to make it silent. Now, that hasn't stopped you from cracking against tough rock or sliding through gravel or over sand or dirt. Communicating with those around you, and you're still not sure why. You've been getting water, but other than the deal that you made weeks ago, human interaction. However, it's almost instantly that you can hear sound again. That it's been the first day in many that you've been traveling on flat ground. And with the sound coming back, almost everyone instinctually just starts making noise. Yes, that's perfect. That's exactly what happens. Everyone, normally you would take that as this person is crazy, but you've all gone a little crazy in the silence, and that is met with, other sounds coming from the wagon. Even the driver up ahead, you hear him just going, "Ah!" Questionable, but still making those noises. Probably 10 minutes after all of this ruckus, things start to quiet down. You now have the opportunity to actually talk to each other. You hear a voice come out from in front. It says, "We should be there in 20 minutes to feel the ground beneath your feet again. You'll need to do a little bit of and with that, he leaves you to your own devices."
Need to do a little bit of what now?
Yeah, sorry, you're cutting out.
Walking and talking.
Walking and talking, okay.
And with that, he says, feel free to talk. I'm sure you've been wanting to all this time, especially that creepy guy with the scalps on his...
On his what?
Oh, no.
On his hip, probably.
Yes, HIP.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bell immediately starts ringing her bell, kind of like banging it from side to side. It's been too damn quiet in here.
I agree with you there.
What even was that spell? I've never seen it before.
Magic.
Sort of quietly gonna sit in the back, occasionally flicking my tongue up and licking one of my eyes.
Ew.
What is that thing?
Pretty sure I would just stare at you in that instance. Again, licking an eye.
It's just an overgrown iguana.
I sit down next to you, the lizard, and start strumming my lute.
Yeah, okay, so, probably gonna kind of like tilt its head over and look at you. Not much of an expression, but kind of gently swaying to the music.
At least someone likes my music.
I guess it's not so scary after all.
No, I'm sure he's just a big teddy bear once you get to know him.
And to reach into the small sack on my hip and pull out a finger and just start crunching on it.
I scoot away.
And as you're scooting away, the wagon kind of comes to an abrupt halt as somehow you're past about 20 minutes, and this is not familiar to you, talking to what seems like the driver of the wagon.
Does
As
anybody...
a face kind of looks in. Sorry?
No, there was like a pause, so I don't know when we're supposed to
Soon
speak
enough.
or not.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry. I don't know if I'm cutting out again or not.
pretty bad, yeah.
You know what? He's not cutting out for me very much.
I can't ever tell if it's a pause or if it's an actual cutout.
How about I'll say pause in the chat when I'm pausing.
Okay. I guess that works.
It's just such a smooth cutout. Like it's not. There's no static or anything, so it's hard to tell.
Okay. To someone else, it seems like the driver of the wagon has come around to the back of the wagon, sort of drawn aside the flaps to the wagon as light starts to pour in. He sort of beckons for you all to come out, and he says, "We're finally here. There's someone you need to talk to."
I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of scared.
Where? Who? Nobody told us anything.
Finally.
If not, he'll explain everything. Don't worry, he's a good guy, even though I'm sure this all must have been somewhat upsetting for you.
That's
Yeah,
festive.
there's nothing good about this situation so far. But I guess I'll get out. I don't want to sit in this wagon anymore.
I actually like it in here. It's kind of peaceful.
Nah, let's get out of here. We've had enough. We need to stretch our legs.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna climb out as well.
You got out of prison. Okay, so every single person, except for Fishy, gets out of the wagon.
I got it.
Okay, every single
Follow
person gets out of the wagon. And you're abruptly met by a sort of tall human figure with several scars on his face. And he kind of struts up to all of you, probably about 6'2", and he says, "All right, I have a few things I need to go through with you before I can let you go."
And those are.
Oh no, you're cutting out.
Introductions. My name is Sarthus Fellow, and well, here at this fighting pit. A experimental program has been launched and they go out and they try and find people who we're fairly sure didn't commit the crimes they've been accused of. We get you out of jail, and we bring you up here to hopefully use some of your power to entertain folks. Maybe make us some money. Took us to get you out of jail, and then you're free to go.
Well, I don't know why you bothered with these other punks, because I'm all you need.
Well, I'm sure, but quite a bit of money, and I'm not turning them loose now. I've heard many tales of your fighting.
Oh, you have you?
Quite a few thousands of gold and structures is what I heard.
Perhaps you heard right.
Are you Belle?
Well,
My father used to tell stories about you.
Indeed I am. I am the Brawling Belle. She starts flexing.
well, either way, I'll be pretty impressed if you're able to do any damage to it.
Gonna
Okay,
Damage
that
to
just
it.
completely died.
Yeah.
just sort of tapered off.
Are we attacking something? What?
Well, the rules, and I'll go over your schedule for the next few days. We have 3 fights scheduled for you. Favorite, and well, with you being no names,
Some of us.
money generated.
Do we get to keep any of the money?
For our fees and what it took to get you out of jail, you get to keep. Anything else goes to us.
I guess that's fair.
Now, the fights are until fight. In the meantime, there are rules. No excessive scarring. And if risk of death, tap out before you're down. But you're never guaranteed to have them get there in time. Don't go over it. Do I make myself clear?
Mister, why do you have so many scars?
Just like you. That's it.
Jeez,
Got it.
didn't hear that at all. I'm sorry. It was better until we started.
Fighter like you.
And with that, he says, I have some other business to take care of, but in the meantime, the other people you'll be working with. You have Ava Lester, the animal manager, show manager, and you have Smash Mouth and Limp Bizkit, who are the 2 assistants. Don't pay any attention to them, they'll just be cleaning up after you.
Well, it
What
does
is
seem
it?
like we could use an animal manager.
And I look over at, I don't know what Scott's character's name is.
Backmuck. It's not. but
Bakmata.
Black Mamba?
Bakmata.
I'm gonna call you Black Mamba.
I mean, he doesn't have lips. He can't even pronounce his own name, probably.
He has lips.
He doesn't have lips.
He'd
Oh,
love to
good.
show you his lips.
Anyway.
To walk away and kind of whistles, and you see someone kind of come over, and this skinny looking guy, really unassuming, has no hair, has really no discernible features, and he says, "Hi, my name is Limp Bizkit."
Can I ask you something? What, in fact, is a limp biscuit?
Well, my mother was Joanna Biscuit, and she was a bit of a comedian. Jax was, well, she came out with me, who had just been born a day earlier, and she let the audience name me. And they thought it was really funny to call me Limp Biscuit because it's like a soggy biscuit that's really limp. Anyways, that was the humor of the time, so that's why my name is Limp Biscuit.
Oh. Alright.
I think I like it.
Anyways, let me show you your tents. And he starts to kind of skip over to one of the tents. Sleeping in here. I hope you have a good time sleeping in here.
God damn it.
Thank you, Mr. Biscuit.
Of course. You see this tent over here? Right here?
Uh-huh.
And he points over here. He says, not safe. I was told not to go in the tent either.
Alright.
Okay.
What, that's it? Just, it's not safe?
I wouldn't assume that anything is safe around here.
We've only had 2 or 3 people die in the last few years, but they just didn't know their own limits. As long as you know your own limit, you should be fine.
Sounds like they were amateurs. We have
Probably,
a professional here now.
and we assumed that they were fighters. Well, 2 o'clock, because I know you just came from a wagon and you don't know the time. So we'll be having dinner later on in the day, and then you can sleep, and then tomorrow you will have your first fight. Time.
Dinner sounds great.
We'll be having...
Sounds delicious.
That's all we have. I hope you like chicken.
As long as it's not salad, that's what the kids in the village used to call me.
Oh, we have no salad here.
Wait, so you're telling me that all we're getting is chicken?
He's already walked away.
What? Alright.
Well, if you need more, you can just eat the biscuit. Though I think
Yeah,
that lizard
that-
guy's eyeing him.
Yeah, at that, Backmine is gonna lick his lips, which he does have.
Doesn't have lips.
Really, really, like, big, like, puffy lips.
Skin flaps, we'll call them.
No, they're red lips.
I have to add that in the art later.
Red Lake.
To mention,
Like a
he's also
lipstick.
wearing clown makeup.
Macaulay Culkin lips.
Okay.
It's like fish lips.
No, they're clown lips.
Are they limp?
The lips?
Yes.
Or are they
limp
insane?
lips?
So it seems like you now all have free time.
Alright.
Till dinner.
All dinner?
Hmm?
What's all dinner?
I said that you... Dinner.
Okay, totally cleared it up. Thank you.
We have free time until dinner.
Oh.
I know that tent isn't supposed to be safe, but I can't help but wonder.
Don't do it.
Yeah, let's go check it out. Then maybe we can do some training.
You can go right ahead.
After
So
you,
is he-
Bill.
Alright, kid, let's go. She kind of slaps him on the back.
Limp Bizkit's standing at the back corner of the tent, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna just watch then.
Okay.
Yep, so I'm gonna go up over there.
Hey, it's dangerous. Don't go in there.
You can't tell me what to do.
Work here.
I just want to take a peek.
Can't go in there.
Well, you didn't give us a good reason not to.
Hey, I don't run the show around here. I'm just told not to let people in there.
Do you know if there's anyone who could tell us more about this tent?
Maybe my friend Smash Mouth. Hey, Smash Mouth. And Smash Mouth starts to walk over. Smash Mouth, unlike Limp Bizkit, has hair. However, not a lot of it. And Smash Mouth is also 5'2". And kind of just, walks over and is like, "What's up?" And then Limp Bizkit's like, "Hey, they want to know about the tent." He's like, "Okay."
Yeah, what's in it?
We were told it wasn't safe, and we just want to be sure to be careful.
Yeah, like a lot of bear traps and other things like that. What we use to, catch the animals for fight against.
We're fighting against animals.
The animals are trained, so it's not like they're vicious or anything, but, to tame an animal, you have to have an animal in the first place.
I think one of us is an animal, but I'm not sure if he's trained.
We'll take care of him, honey.
Okie dokie.
As long as there's no cats. Can you promise me that? I do not want to fight Tiger.
I don't have tigers. I don't think you're going to be fighting any of them. Oops, I probably shouldn't have said that.
Oh, good.
Mr. Mouth,
You knowing my last name, so haha.
why did your face get smashed?
Oh, it's not Smash, that's just my name.
Oh, okay.
Any other questions?
Why do you all have weird names?
What do you mean?
You know what? You're right. I'm sorry.
Circus.
We all make mistakes sometimes.
Well, I still want to take a peek inside the tent, just to be sure.
Look inside of it, just don't go in.
And she's going to open up a flap and just kind of look in.
You look inside and you see basically like 3 of which are open, and of 2 of them that are open, or 2 of them that are open have bear traps in them, and the other one just has a bunch of needles in it.
Yep,
Like-
it's bear traps.
Like syringe needles?
Blow dart needles.
Oh, okay.
Well, is your curiosity satisfied, little boy?
I don't want to go in there.
Nah, we don't need to. Just wanted to see.
If you don't need anything, I think I'll head back over to my post. And then you hear Limp Bizkit say, "Bye, Smash Mouth." And Smash Mouth says, "Bye, Limp Bizkit."
Oh no.
I ship it.
I'm gonna come back over to the other two here.
Yeah, Belle will do the same.
As
Kind of
you
still
are,
stretching, I think, because she does not like to be cooped up.
as you start walking towards the group, I guess everybody hears this, but a little bit of a commotion starts to occur as you hear like the faint voice of an announcer saying, "In this corner, we have the fearsome, fearsome spider." And you don't hear any cheers. Other corner, we have our crowd favorite, Jimmy Longhorns. And you hear a bunch of people cheering.
Is there a fight going on?
You start to hear noises as bulls and crying and shouting are coming from the pit.
Oh, there's nothing quite like that sound of people cheering.
Kind of gets me antsy.
No, that's a spider.
I like this kid.
I'm
I think it's a
gonna
combination of both.
I'm gonna head over and watch the fight. I wonder if we can see it.
Yeah, you can definitely see it, as it seems like it's only 5 feet lying down, and it's kind of like a small sitting area where multiple people can, watch the fight. It seems like there are only 20 people currently watching, but it seems like the arena could fit up to 200 or 300 people kind of crammed in there. And the next sort of level falls down another 15 feet. You just see a man who doesn't seem to be wearing anything other than just a thong and has a very large axe in his hand at the spider while the spider is kind of backing up. And seems to be trying to get ready to pounce him. The fight draws on for a little longer. There are really no blows that are dealt by either side. However, you see the spider lunge and jump, and while it does manage to get onto the practically naked fighter, the fighter seems to have been waiting for that, as he hugs the giant spider, dropping his axe to the floor, and pretty much does a partial backflip, flinging the spider into the air and throwing his entire body onto it, as you kind of hear a little bit of a crack and some gushing noises, and the spider starts to slowly curl up. Almost immediately, the crowd just yells in excitement. One person who kind of yells out like a "Boo! You suck, spider!" And 2 people from the crowd jump down into it. The spider, seemingly to give medical attention and keep it alive.
That was incredible. I've never seen such a long horn.
Would Belle recognize the fighter? Can she see him at this distance? Would she know of him?
I've heard of the name Jimmy Longhorns. However, it seems to be a popular name for fighters to take for whatever reason. Probably like a while back, there was a really great Jimmy Longhorns, and since then there have been copycats who've tried to. You figure that in Draughnor, it probably isn't the real Jimmy Longhorns, but boy, does he fight. And you see him sort of pick up his axe and face the crowd. That's all over his stomach. As he kind of one-hands the axe and points it to the audience, but more specifically, Hale.
I
Kind of
mean,
lets out a scream, like just a guttural scream, not at all charismatic, disgusting scream. And then he kind of nods his head at Kale, and then he walks through one of the doors.
I think that guy was pointing at me.
He might have been. He wasn't too bad of a fighter, now was he?
It seems the crowd agrees with you, as there's still kind of murmurs of, people like, wow, did you see him do that? Wow, that was so cool. God, I lost 20 gold on that spider. And just, other people just saying things about the fight. You get up and walk up the stairs to
I hope
the
the
people
spider is
outside of the
okay.
ring. Limp Bizkit overhears this and kind of walks over to you, and he's like, should be fine. But, there's occasionally a time where one of the animals doesn't make it, but, we have enough of them, so it's not a huge deal.
Where do you get all these animals from?
He walks back. Oh, well, the tent behind us, the one that I told you not to go in, that has all of our hunting stuff, and so, sometimes we contract the fighters to come and, hunt animals, find them, or sometimes we'll buy them. If we buy them, we tend to put a little more care into keeping them,
Mm-hmm. Okay. That was me saying okay.
He walks away. Now, no people in sort of that center ring, but everyone's kind of just mingling around. And you see a few people kind of filtering into this tent over here, where it seems like Sarthis is standing, as they're starting to pull out coin pouches. And you kind of assume that's probably where all of the betting and whatever that are going on are being made through that tent. You see a few other people heading into the forest where the natural restrooms are provided.
The betting, that's where the real money's made.
You see a few people definitely walking out of there sad. Seems like they thought the spider would win, however. That was not the case. Dies down. You hear a ring. As you see Smash Mouth in the distance, right next to this tent. And he kind of calls out and he's like, ready for the patrons and the fighters.
I feel like I haven't eaten in days.
Continues to ring the bell.
I sort of push through everyone and try to get to the tent.
Hey, watch out!
Listen, I haven't eaten in, I don't know, but I'm hungry.
I literally just said I haven't eaten in days!
Well, I'm hungrier, so...
I'm gonna follow him to the food.
Walks over to the tent.
Belle's also following.
Just silent.
Seems like you start the line. as you pretty much kind of run over there. And other people kind of give you glares. People start to form a line behind the four of you. First choice, what seems to be 4 platters of just
chicken.
What
chicken.
kind of chicken?
You
like
see-
roast chicken?
You see someone behind the table, and he's like, Draughnor's own chicken. And please, don't take more than a few slices right now, just in case.
Excuse
Are you
me?
kidding me?
Sliced chicken?
Sliced.
Big slices of chicken.
I'd rather eat the spider.
I'm afraid we're trying to keep that one alive.
Do the fighters combat chickens here too?
Open up a toddler's league of fighting.
I tried to fight a chicken once, but it didn't go very well.
Oh no?
No, I have a scratch on my butt.
Oh, it's one of these guys.
I'm sorry to hear that. Anyways, could you please just take your chicken? There's a bit of a line behind you.
Oh boy, chicken!
I take it and move over.
I take it and yeah, start eating it like on my way out.
I want more chicken. I can't eat just 2 slices.
Okay. I said 4 slices.
Give me 8.
Once the line is done.
No, I want my 8 pieces now! He
Well,
jabs a finger at him.
when you make a name for yourself here, I can give you as much chicken as you want, but you'll have to work for it.
I already have a name. Everyone knows me. I'm the Brawling Bell, and I need food.
Can I bet on her
John.
instead of fight?
That doesn't get me any extra chicken.
Gonna kind of reach past her, extend a claw, and just spear 4 slices of chicken, and shovel it into my mouth, and then walk away.
Okay.
Over here.
You do that. He says, have your 4 pieces, and you can come back later, or I could just have the guards come over here, and you can have none of your chicken.
Or I can have their chicken. What are they doing? Just standing around?
For their chicken, well, I'm sure they'll be happy to, but know that they'll be taking your chicken if you lose.
Alright. Okay. I'll be nice this time. She grabs her chicken. And leaves the line.
He says with his mouth full of chicken.
He looks to the next person in line and says, "Big fuss about getting more chicken." And the person kind of shakes their head and takes 4 pieces of chicken.
Hey guys, out of character, I'll be right back. Just had to use the bathroom real quick.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm refilling coffee then.
Go get some chicken.
Yeah. Time passes as everyone gets their chicken. For seconds, which I assume Belle gets her second plate of chicken.
The chicken's dry. She complains.
This is the best
Just go
chicken
get the-
I've ever had.
Oh boy.
When you say the chicken's dry, he says, "Well, you know, Missy, I think your attitude's pretty dry."
Oh, yeah? Want to say that on the other side of this table?
Who made this chicken?
It'll do for now. At least it's protein.
Okay.
Trying so hard not to go into a rage.
Smash Mouth kind of walk behind the tent and then come through. And you see him kind of patting John on the back, and he's like, "Chicken? I think it's great." And he comes back out.
Boy, those two sure love chicken.
Smash Mouth is a good friend.
Is Fishy back? No.
Ah, I should have had her ask for gravy. I bet they didn't have it, though.
No.
Hello.
Of course not. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So everyone's level 2 now.
What, really? We didn't
What?
do anything.
No, I'm joking.
We ate chicken.
God damn it.
Oh,
should've
give me
raged
more of that
then, damn
chicken.
I want to eat more
beat the
chicken.
shit out of everyone just for more chicken.
As I'm finishing,
XP.
as I'm finishing up my chicken, I turn to the Silver Surfer and I'm like,
Mister, you've been awfully quiet. How did you end up here?
Yeah, with complications with, law and that kind of stuff, I don't really put much stock into it.
That seems to be the case for all of us.
Yeah, I'm just not real ready to make buddy-buddy with you all yet.
But we had chicken
Fuck.
together.
I mean, on account of me not knowing you at all whatsoever. So,
My name's Kale,
that's fine and dandy and everything.
but not like the
I never
salad.
knew you. Oh,
What the fuck is a kale?
yeah. So how do you spell that?
With a C.
Oh, with a C?
Yeah, not with a J.
Wait. Okay.
What's your
Um,
name, sir?
Sullivan. You can call me Sully, though.
Hi, Sully. I guess we're not strangers anymore.
I don't think that's quite how it works there, young man. But, you can think that. Anyway, I'm gonna watch the empty ring if you want to join me, but from a distance.
So you may think that the ring is empty, and it sure looks like it. But you notice that there are 2 other patrons that are kind of watching it. And as you kind of hone your eyesight, even though it's starting to get dark, you see 2 beetles in either end of the ring. One is like right there, and one is right there. And they're slowly crawling together. And you see Smash Mouth kind of come over, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. Normally after dinner time, just in case anyone wants, light gambling, we do beetle fights where, the beetles have to knock the other beetle over,
Oh,
and if it stays over for 10 seconds, well then the other beetle wins."
Oh,
awfully
really?
high stakes.
I look down at my plate.
I don't have any gold, but I still have 1 slice of chicken. Belle, if you want it, you'll have to pick a beetle.
Hmm.
Mouth
Alright.
looks over and he's like, "Well, you should probably know the name of the beetles first. One's name is John and the other name is Ringo."
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I thought we were about to watch some softcore, like, beetle porn or something.
Hey,
Crawling
the
up.
night is young.
My best friend's name was Ringo. He's dead, but I have fond memories. I'll go with Ringo.
You still giving me the chicken, right?
If your beetle wins,
Okay, yeah. I'll go with John. He looks strong.
Does he?
Strong exoskeleton.
He's a fucking beetle. I don't know.
hard,
He's got big biceps.
shiny shell.
So one is actually a rhinoceros beetle, and the other one is a Hercules beetle. And inch forward, and after about 3 minutes of waiting, they finally get to the center of the stage, because this is a pretty big field. And Ringo's there, John's there, and they start to
Which
tussle.
one is which? I'm sorry.
The one that's closest to y'all, Ringo.
And is he the,
Oh, no,
the
it's
Hercules
red.
or the rhinoceros?
And John is Gilet. And he is the rhinoceros beetle. They kind of square off for about 30 seconds. Unfortunately, Ringo toppled over, and you see John go for the kill.
Ringo, no! I'm gonna
Get
cast
him,
a healing
John!
spell.
What?
I'm gonna cast a healing spell
On
on Ringo.
you cast a healing spell, and the second you cast a healing spell, a little alarm goes off in the ring. Mouth says, "Oh no! You cast a spell from the outer ring to the inner ring. That's cheating. I'm afraid you disqualify your chicken."
I didn't mean to. I felt bad for Ringo.
Hey, no one told us that rule.
And you see Ringo come back with, as he topples John, and John can't get back on his feet. So Ringo wins. However, says, "You're disqualified."
Wait, so who gets the chicken?
Bell does.
Who?
Bell.
Oh, okay.
Never in my life have I seen, and I'm a bard, have I seen a more ridiculous use for magic.
I like your style, kid. I'll keep an eye on you.
I'm sorry, Sully. I was never allowed to use magic back home.
Oh, that kind of neighborhood. Family,
What?
whatever it is. What?
No, nothing. Ashmouth comes over and he's like, "Yeah, so this probably, we didn't think it was going to be an issue because, well, you were fighting and you would always be in the ring. You can use magic inside of the ring if you're in the ring, out of the ring for in the ring, or in the ring for out of the ring."
I can see
Does that
that
make
now.
sense?
Thank you, Mr. Mouth.
Of course.
It's just bad
Sorry,
and
over here.
Well, anyways, I'm going to back up over here. You see person come out in leather armor and then pick up both of the beetles and just walk away with them.
I kind of like reach wimpily towards Ringo in a go kind of way.
Yeah. How good is your eyesight?
What would that be?
in character. Is your eyesight good? Is your eyesight bad?
Well, I was always told I should wear glasses.
So your eyesight's probably bad. If you have good eyesight, you see Ringo the beetle kind of put one leg out towards y'all as he's being carried away. You don't see that.
What a brave beetle.
Oh my god.
Soon enough, Ringo is carried out, as well as John. John doesn't like Ringo, but Ringo likes John.
Oh.
And you kind of hear someone else in the ring, sort of the middle ring where people sit.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like Ringo likes all the other Beatles, but, you know, Paul, George, and John, they all hate him.
I know how Ringo must feel.
It's a fucking bug. They don't have feelings.
Wow. Are you being specious right now?
Maybe
Saying
I am.
animals can't feel feelings?
Yeah, they're just animals. They're not people.
Don't let the lizard guy hear that.
You say as he's, like, licking his eyeball.
He's gonna kind of cluck his tongue.
Do you know if he
Overgrown
can
lizard.
speak?
Boy, all this excitement and chicken has made me kind of sleepy.
Did Kale ever eat that other piece of chicken?
No, I gave it to you. Because,
Oh, you did? Okay.
Because you won it legitimately.
Alright. I didn't catch that somehow. Carry on.
Which way did...
What was his name? Sathias? Silas? What was his name?
Sarthus?
Sarthas.
Which way did Sartha say the sleeping tents were again?
And Smash Mouth pops up from behind y'all, and he says, your sleeping tents are over there. Well, actually, go talk to Limp. And then he walks back.
Okay, I guess we're going over to Limp. I'm going over to Limp.
Okay.
Feeling tired, are you?
This is about my bedtime.
Okay, let me walk you over there.
Thank you there, Limp.
I hope you enjoy your beds. They're not really that great, but also at the same time, they're really not that bad.
They're really not that bad.
So, mediocre. Like the chicken.
Yeah. John really works hard on that.
Damn, pulling out the receipts on the chicken.
And Limp kind of turns over to Bakmata and says, like a mud pile or something?
He kind of looks at him. If he had eyebrows, he'd probably be glaring. But he kind of gazes at him for a moment and then looks over at the trees behind the tent and just sort of kind of walks that direction.
Okay, well, have fun in the trees. Never took classes on lizards, so I really don't know what they do.
They just kind of lick their eyeballs and eat fingers, I guess.
That's kind of weird. I don't think I like lizards anymore.
I don't blame you.
Have a good night. Like I said, the tent's dangerous. Don't go in here. Okay, bye.
I guess I'll peer inside the tent and see what I can see. If it's nice or anything.
See a unlit lantern kind of hanging from the top of the tent, and inside there are 6 cots. It's a little cramped.
Are there
Makes
other
you.
people sleeping in any of the cots?
Currently, no.
Or not just sleeping, but like, is there anyone else in this tent besides the Silver Surfer?
Other than the 3 of you, no.
Okay.
Alright, since it's just us, here's the plan to escape.
We just got here and they have chicken.
Well, yeah, but do you really want to stay here and fight?
And they have beetles. Really cute beetles.
Yeah, but they also have big spiders. Alright, give me the heebie-jeebies.
It's just a giant spider. It's fine. You scared?
Scared? Yes. Do I want to fight it? No. That's why we need to get out.
Limp Bizkit walks all the way into your tent. Like, need to be scared, and then he walks all the way out.
The omniscient Limp Bizkit.
Counter plan. We don't escape because now they know.
Walks away.
He doesn't even say anything. Oh, I think you cut out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, I heard it.
says, "No, we don't." And then
Okay.
Oh, well that clears it
See,
up.
for me, it just looked like he walked over and like stared and then walked back, which is almost even worse.
Yeah.
But it's fine. It's fine. I think possibly because I'm streaming, Discord is having trouble. But
I didn't hear it the first time, but I did hear it when he followed up.
Well, I kind of wanted to fight. If we run, then they'll think we're cowards.
Yeah, we're here because we were convicted. I don't think we should try and put even more tension on our sentences.
Is this kind of place even legal? I feel like it's not.
Gives a shit about if it's legal or not.
It beats doing hard labor in a prison.
Yeah, I can't be cooped up in no cage. I gotta fight.
Well, I'm not really the kind of do things under somebody else's command kind of person.
Is that how you ended up here?
We'll get back to that.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go to... He goes over to a bed and just, like, immediately collapses.
That seems like a Gidget thing to do, too. How about we do some fighting, and then we'll see about your idea.
I mean, we gotta stay here for at least a night, I guess. Then. So,
Yeah, we'll
Oh,
see
okay,
how it
then.
goes. I think Belle would actually go back outside and just kind of do stretches and stuff like that for a little bit.
Okie dokie. You find Limp Bizkit right next to you. He's like, "You mind if I do stretches too?"
Yeah, sure. Want me to teach you a few moves?
Sure.
She does a handstand.
Let me see if I can do that. He also pulls off a handstand.
Oh, impressive. You're a bit shaky, though. Straighten it out.
Okay. And he goes completely straight.
stiff as a board.
This?
Yeah, you got it. I try one hand, and she removes one of her hands from the ground.
He also removes one hand, and for whatever reason, he stays stiff as a board still.
She starts to kind of glare at him. He's getting a bit too good.
This? I kind of want to try it out. And then he kind of lowers himself onto his head, holds himself up, stiff as a board on his head. He said, "It kind of hurts. I don't like it."
Oh,
And
I'm
then-
not gonna mess up my hair. You got me. Yeah, you got me on that one.
Back, still. It's like, okay, I think I exerted myself too much. I'm going back over there.
Yeah, you do that. I think she'd be a little creeped out, actually. And end up going in the tent, not sleeping, but she'll sit there and kind of stare at the wall. I think she'll pick a bed next to, Kale.
And night starts to pass for everyone as I assume at some point everyone falls asleep.
Kale wakes up in the middle of the night, almost like instantly, and says, "Sully,
What?
Sully, there's a spider under your bed," and falls back to sleep instantly.
Hey, Kale, I hate you. And I go back to sleep.
The night passes. Everyone is woken up to the sound of just cheering.
Kale wakes up again. What's that? Is there more chicken?
Is it morning?
It's morning. It's probably about 7 o'clock. And there is a lot of cheering.
I'm gonna kind of like poke into the tent a bit, like walk in, and hold out my hand to everyone, sort of an upward thing, and on 3 of my claws are like large, they look like really big blueberries, and I kind of offer them out while saying, "Good berry."
Thank you, lizard man.
I'm gonna take a berry. Wow, these look great! And, kind of like smell it and take a hesitant bite. of
Yeah,
the
I do
berry.
like the Squidward bite.
The Squidward bite?
Yeah, with my mouth.
That was
The
very
Krabby Patty.
that was very clearly pictured, yes. Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, the berries taste really, really good. Kind of like a really, really flavorful blueberry. And you feel, even though you only took a small bite, you feel your stomach feel very full.
Gosh, that was fantastic. I've never seen berries like this. Where did you get them? Actually, I don't know your name, or if you have a name.
He kind of looks down at you and says, "Backmata." A real guttural.
What? What did you say?
Am I back?
Yeah, you're there. I just
Hear you.
It's in character.
Hello.
in character.
Backmata.
Back neck? What?
I think he said Black Mamba.
And with that,
Aren't those
you're
snakes?
cut off as a large wagon starts to pull in. It was kind of in the corner of your eye, but now it's gotten very close. It's this very, very ornate wagon, and you see a few of the other patrons who are kind of sitting in the circle. They're all following it and clapping and hollering and cheering. And you also see like Limp Bizkit over here, and you see Sarthus kind of walk up next to you. He doesn't pay you any mind, and he's like looking at the wagon. As you kind of look at the wagon, you see a face pop out, and it is the face of a goblin, but wearing a top hat and monocle.
Oh, jeez.
Awesome.
Pulls up and comes parallel to Limp Bizkit and Sarthus. As you see that all walk out, all wearing monocles and hats and suits.
You're starting to cut out a bunch, Ryan.
So get over that. Basically, wagon pulls up, and out come 4 goblins, all with top hats, all with monocles, all with canes, and all with suits.
I imagine we're all like kind of just standing right outside our tent and watching this. I lean over and whisper to Sully.
Sully! Who are those goblins?
Hell if I know.
They're high rollers, whoever they are.
He kind of pulls out, and the goblins all kind of walk out. Looks at them and says, "A while since I've seen you. It's always a pleasure to. I'm glad you could make it. Coincidentally enough, right? Well, you'll be facing them first."
Goblins with top hats?
Goblins with top hats.
We have to fight these guys?
I'm sorry for seeing you. I'm really not sure where they're all from, but
They seem to be pretty important.
these are the Flying Feastadors, a very well-known goblin fighting troupe that very accomplished.
Apparently. Do they fight in the top hats?
They have a different outfit for fighting.
Unusual.
To them, as he kind of walks over to them and shakes all of their hands, and then starts to take them over to a larger tent sort of off in the far corner.
I don't know if I'm ready to fight goblins.
Goblins. They're just a whole bunch of pansies. It'll be fine.
Limp Bizkit kind of walks over and he's like, "Wow, I didn't know that you would be fighting them."
Why, are they good?
Didn't you see their top hats? Of course they're good.
I mean, they could have just been fighting beetles all their lives. We don't know.
You take that back.
Aggressive fighters, although it's probably the first time that they fought a group.
We'll be in a
But
group.
yes, you'll be fighting as a group. All of these fights.
Well, as a team? Together?
As a team.
That's not my style.
Then I guess they'll have the advantage on you. They're a very well-oiled team.
You'll keep me safe, won't you, Belle?
Oh, sure, kid. Just give me a little extra piece of chicken here and there, and I'll take care of you.
That sounds like a deal.
Anyways, you'll be fighting in 30 minutes, so you should probably get ready.
Is there any like extra equipment in the tent at all? Is there anything apparently we need to use?
It seems like you're all expected to fight with whatever you have.
I see. Okay. They didn't like confiscate any of our things when we were brought into this establishment.
Your things were confiscated at the jail. However, part of the deal was that you would get your things back. Kind of wheeled off.
Right, so okay, I guess we just have them. Alright, I'm not going to head over to the ring myself. I'm kind of waiting for everyone else to get ready. I'm not the instigator at all in this.
Can I take a quick bathroom break before we start?
Yeah, I'll do that too.
That's break time. Be right back.
Yeah, I'll also be back.
Okie dokie.
Alright.
Oh, I think Nat's watching. Hi, Nat. I just saw the picture. Squidward teeth. Sleepy.
Schlep.
Oh no.
Internet hiccup.
Mm-hmm. You need Ryan to do the thing.
Yeah. He's okay.
Or can I do the thing? Probably not.
Nah, I think it's only
Only the owner.
only host.
Okay, I'm back.
Scott had to reconnect.
Oh, let me promote you. There, you're promoted.
Yay.
Is everyone ready to go?
We're still waiting on Day.
Alright, I'm back.
Oh, okay.
There she
I
is.
guess we're ready to go.
Okay. So,
I guess we're all making our way towards whatever entrance of this ring, or are we supposed to?
yeah,
Why don't we ask Olympus?
standing there the whole 20 minutes just looking at y'all. Go.
I guess we're supposed to line up at the ring, aren't we?
Yeah, let me walk you in. And he just starts walking over, and he goes down some stairs. Now you just go down this ladder right here, and then we'll count everything down, and then you'll fight.
Okay, I guess we have all entered.
Do this.
And no one really seems to be paying attention to any of you. However, what they seem to be really drawn to, goblins come out, but now they're all wearing like hot pink leotards, on hats, and one by one they backflip down.
Gee, they kind of look like that Longhorns guy.
They got style. I can respect that.
As they
Are
all
we
start
supposed
to
They all start to.
um,
Oh God.
as they all swing back and forth with the same tempo. Quite mesmerizing.
Indeed, very mesmerizing.
And you see that
Then we see.
everyone's
Ryan
the
is.
flying feastadors
Oh, okay.
as the crowd goes absolutely wild. Yesterday there were about 20 people at the end of the day in the ring. Today there are about 100 people in the ring.
Kale is sort of
A lot
caught
of
up
people have been arriving.
in the excitement, and he starts cheering as well, but he's not like 100% sure why. He's just never been in such a big crowd.
I look to the side like on The Office.
Yeah, okay. And he kind of looks over to the other side and he says, and on this side we have do y'all have a name for yourselves?
We're the Battle Beetles.
Ah, no.
Well,
We should have thought this through.
anyways, and like one kid claps like really loudly. He's like, "Yay! I like Beatles." Also, see that
Oh god.
Alright.
Ryan, you're turning into a
And he
Roblox.
has finished out. You're getting knocked out.
Beep, boop, boop, beep.
What?
Oh no! I lost connection.
No.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh, hey, Ryan, you sound better now.
It was Epo the whole time.
The nefarious scheme.
Better not be.
Dun, dun, dun.
Choose color.
It's DDoS.
How could he?
Okay, so I missed a whole bunch of exposition or whatever, like the start of the battle. I left off on a kid cheering.
Yeah.
Damn
Alright.
kids.
But basically, he goes over the rules again. He says, intentional killing, no excessive scarring, and if you feel like you're going to get knocked out, and head to the side, and you'll be out of the battle.
When he says no excessive scarring, Bakmata kind of looks at him and like raises his arms in a shrug, like a what kind of a gesture.
Like, do you have a question?
Kind of shakes his head.
Okay. Battle Beetles, are you ready?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. I
Yeah!
guess.
Kale's like still like just caught up in all the excitement. He's still not.
And Flying Feastadors, I know you're ready. I'll just start like screaming and hollering.
Oh, jeez.
Says, okay, on the count of three. Roll for initiative.
That is D20, right?
Yeah. How big is is it, each square is 5 foot, right?
$17.
I got 18.
I need Gidget's luck. I got 4.
And Mata?
13.
Oh man.
As Kale is the first one to jump into action.
Kale doesn't really jump into action. He kind of notices that the goblins are actually readying their weapons, and realizes that this is an actual battle and that it's not quite for show. So what are you gonna do, Kale? I guess Kale is going to... He's going to pull out his light crossbow. I've never really used one of these before. And he's going to try and do a ranged attack to, I guess, the goblin that's directly across from him.
Okie dokie.
And that is... What is that? I have to, like...
So roll a d20,
I know, I'm trying
and then add the like plus number that it has,
Mm-hmm.
and then tell me the total of those two numbers.
And conveniently, my on my character summary, my light crossbow has disappeared.
Get the picture. Look at it.
The Forge thing does that to me with spells,
Where
like
did
the
I
names
put
of
that
them.
picture?
Where to hit.
Hold on. I'm sorry.
No worries.
It's okay.
I'm gonna try and add back the equipment. So I think yeah, I clicked on something and I made it go away accidentally. Okay, light crossbow. I have +4 attack bonus. Damage is 1d8 plus 2. Okay.
So roll the d20 first.
All right, because I have to roll for. Right. 15.
+4, so that's 19. So you hit.
Okay, and I do 1d8 plus 2. Which is a 1 plus 2, which is 3.
3 damage as your crossbow fires off. Let's see. But it rips through the goblin's leotard. And what you thought was actually mostly glitter.
Oh no.
So clip his side. And there's a little bit of blood in the glitter. But it's mostly glitter.
Oh gosh, I hit him!
Lumpy glitter.
Okay.
The crowd cheer out as they're amazed by the fact that, put together so much of a show that every single time they're going to get hit, glitter is going to go flying.
That is quite a spectacle.
It's beautiful.
Okay, for your turn.
What?
Hale, is that going to be it for your turn?
Oh yes, yeah.
Okay. Over Surfer. Holding air.
Which one is the one that just got hit?
This one right
Directly
here.
across, yeah.
Okay. Would it even be smart?
No intentional
guess-
killing.
No intention.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Vicious Mockery at that guy. And I just start just spewing out these horrible insults as he has to make a Wisdom saving throw. Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Ryan?
Ryan.
Hello?
I hear you
Hello.
flash. I see you flashing
go.
in Discord, but
Hello?
yeah,
There
I
we
hear
go.
you now.
That was a 20 total.
Well, he saves. Let's see.
At him. He kind of starts laughing and he says, I've heard that one before.
Oh boy.
And the crowd laughs as if that's his catchphrase.
I love these
You're like-
guys.
Ah, he did it again.
Oh shit.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it for me.
And with that, the flying feastadors fly into battle, rushing forward with their arms behind their backs.
They're like Naruto goblins.
Oh jeez.
And they all come out, and you see them all produce clubs. Goblin right here. You see drop his club. Puts it on the, or he kind of just drops it to the floor. Two hands, or his two hands together. It's down. Same with this one right here. As these two goblins on the outside jump inwards, and as the middle goblins launch them into the air, they do somersaults in the air. on Bell and Bakhmata with their clubs. The attack on Bakhmata.
It's very quiet.
I think the attack was so strong it knocked me out of the server.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Ryan, if you're talking right now. Now we can.
Oh, okay. So tell me when I stop talking.
You stop
Okay.
talking. You're still not talking. Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Okay, I can hear you.
So basically, of how the goblins in the middle put out their hands and kind of cup them, and
Okay.
the goblins on the outside kind of jumped onto those hands.
Oh, dear Lord.
You're a robot, Ryan.
Yeah, it's
We can't hear what
it's
you're
really bad. I don't know what's going on.
I think what he was meaning to say was they cupped their hands, and the other goblins on the outside stepped into the cupped hands.
Right, and they did like a somersault flip thing
Yeah.
and attacked
And then hit us
Bakhmata
with
and
clubs.
Bell.
They're cheerleadering the goblins into the air,
Right.
and the goblins come back down after doing, air acrobatics,
Right.
clubs down on Bakhmata and Bell.
And they're hitting for how much?
First, they're going to be attack rolls, but basically the middle two goblins are using the grant advantage. So one attack against Bakhmata with advantage, and one attack against Bell with
Ah, okay.
Bakhmata.
Okay. I'm back.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I heard like a static burst. But
Yeah. I'm hearing
That's-
just static, not even a robot, just static.
Okay.
That was fishy.
Oh, there we go.
That was
What?
Was he? No.
Yeah.
You've been hiding this whole time.
22 to hit Scott.
Hits.
Okay.
Hits.
Club comes down on your head.
Thank you.
Do you think, Ryan, it might be an issue if you're hosting this game? Like eating up a lot of your bandwidth?
I would guess that's what's doing it, but I don't.
Spectrum. Oh. Notepad Online.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to switch to Discord on my phone.
That'll probably
And
help a
we'll
lot.
see if... Yeah.
Should take some of the load off anyway.
I will be right back.
Okay.
Thank you.
That was a shit ton of damage.
Well, you saw what they were doing all kinds of crazy flips. Like,
Okay.
Like,
Am I doing things?
yeah, that's
Yes.
a lot
You're much
clearer.
much better so far.
Okay, so we'll do this then.
All right. Can you hear us well too?
Yes, I can hear you all very well.
Okay.
Excellent.
Good.
Okay, so the first goblin succeeds on his goblin cheerleading skills, brings the wooden club against Bakhmata's head, dealing 5 damage. Sort of lands back down on the other goblin and kind of jumps off. The second attack that's made is going to be against Bell, doing practically the same thing. First is the 6. Second is a 22. Does 22 hit Bell?
Definitely.
Okay. As this goblin is going to do 3 damage. As it kind of cracks down on your shoulder, but you have a lot of stuff at your shoulder that absorbs the blow. And the goblins all kind of back up, and you see them all, well, you kind of hear pops from all of them. You don't really know what happened, but for whatever reason, whatever they did, their bodies now all look a lot more fluid. And that ends their turn.
Fluid, sweaty goblins.
Yum.
And pink leotards.
And pink leotards. Although one leotard is kind of burst, and there's kind of glitter and confetti kind of spewing from it at times.
Fabulous.
So Black Mamba is now your turn.
I'm sorry, Scott.
It's fine. So, Bakhmata's going to sort of hold his staff out kind of in front of him, his quarterstaff, and he's going to kind of twist his hands on it a bit, sort of like rubbing it. And as he does, it kind of faintly glows, and in the center of the pit, sort of like a bubble of light appears, and it encapsulates this area with like a brilliant green light. And when the flash is over, all 4 of the goblins are now glowing, sort of like with an outline of green.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And sort of as a rage-induced bonus action, that's not actually rage-induced because not a barbarian. He kind of lunges forward at the goblin in front of him, taking a bite out of him.
You
Or
are
at least
going to have disadvantage on the attack. Unless your cube gives you advantage. In which case it would just be a normal attack. Did you get that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
So it's going to be a normal attack then.
Okay.
I'm going to go on a limb and say that 10 doesn't hit.
10 does not hit as you kind of bite, and there was goblin flesh there, but it kind of seems like the goblin melts out of the way as he bends in ways that he should not be able to.
Okay?
What the fuck?
And if that's the end of your turn, it then goes
That
to
is.
Bell.
Okay.
Do a number.
Internet, please. Okay, I don't know if... Am I a robot right now?
No,
Nope.
you sound fine.
No? Okay. Belle's a bit, ticked off at getting hit, and she's kind of intimidated by how fabulous they are. So with like a growl, she's going to rage and grab up her bell with both hands. She's got like a, I guess a handle on it that she can grip. And she's going to swing at the one in front of her as hard as she can.
Okay. And Scott, the disadvantage is canceled, right?
Yep.
Okay. So normal attack roll.
Oh, do I have like, so it's
No.
normal, I don't get...
Yeah.
Yeah, Scott put down a thing that gave you advantage, but they're dodging, which gives you disadvantage, so it cancels out.
So it's
Okay, so it's... Okay, I get it, alright.
just- yeah. So you still apply your bonus, but you don't get to roll again and take the better roll.
Ah, I see. Well... Yeah, I don't think 6 is gonna work.
You slam down with your bell with tremendous strength, and as you do, the ground kind of shakes, and the vibration obviously sends a little. The goblin kind of bounces out of the way, and you almost see him fall over just with the sheer might. But he kind of jellos his way back into place and stands right next to your bell. He actually also kind of lets out like an approving nod and whispers to you, "We should exchange information after the battle."
She smirks at him, winks. And that will complete her turn, I believe. Yes.
Okay. It goes back to Kale then.
So I have my handbook open, and I'm looking for the spell list where like the actual mechanics of the spells are listed, and I can't seem to find anything.
What?
So you can cast one spell per turn,
Yes.
as well as one bonus action. Wait, sorry. You can't cast spells in the same turn. You can cast a cantrip as a main action and a spell. It's a bonus action,
Uh-huh.
and that's about it.
Which spell do you need the effects of?
I mean, I'm looking at several. The damage you guys took, does that put you in bad shape? I don't really know what your health looks
I
like.
am at 6 health.
Okay.
I'm fine.
I imagine both of you could sustain another attack.
Probably.
Yeah.
I am going to cast Detect Magic then to figure out what all this liquid, fluid, sweaty goblin nonsense is about.
Okay.
And again, I don't have the mechanics of that in front of me. So.
Right. So you cast Detect Magic, and you feel a lot of magic going on. It actually seems like the leotards that they're wearing have something to do with generating confetti and glitter.
Oh no.
It also seems like in the arena there are a lot of sort of traps set in place for certain events, such as like you're suspecting like if someone tries to cast magic from inside of the ring to target outside of the ring or vice versa, which you kind of saw before. There seems to be some other like magical locks and things to silence certain things. You also can see just a gigantic square of magic that Bakhmata seems to have put down. But other than that, you can't really sense any other magic. And nothing that would explain why the goblins are so jello-y.
Interesting. Alright.
Guys, I think there's traps in the ring, so watch your step.
That's about all I can do. Oh, I guess I have a bonus action, right? Because that was a normal spell. So bonus action, could that be an attack, or is it just like repositioning?
Bonus action, typically something says if it takes a bonus action. I'm not sure if there's anything you could do as a bonus action other than like storing a sword or pulling out a sword.
Okay. So it's
or,
like it's
something
role
like
play
that.
kind of stuff. All right. Then I guess that ends my turn.
Okay. Silver Surfer.
I'm just gonna whip out my rapier and take a stab.
Okay. You give me an attack roll.
Sorry.
Alright. That would be 20 in total.
That is going to hit as you pierce through the leotard into the goblin for...
See, sorry, I was checking my...
no worries.
6 damage.
6 damage as you really get a good shot and you see blood kind of spewing out along with confetti and glitter, and you see the goblin wince, and he kind of goes like, "Oh, it's gonna cost a lot to fix this leotard." Does that commence your turn? All right, end your turn.
That sure does.
Okay. So the goblins look at each other, and one lets out a whistle. And almost simultaneously, you see them take their arms, and you just hear a pop, crack. Take another arm, pop, crack. And again, they go for the acrobatics as the two in the middle crouch down, put out their arms, and the two on the sides jump and leverage themselves off of that, flying into the air and bringing their clubs down on Bakmata and Bell. So first, for Bakmata. That is going to be a 17 to hit.
Hit.
Okay. And that is going to be 7 damage.
Damn.
Non-lethal.
Okay. So then I think I'm still knocked unconscious.
Okay. So with the weight of the blow, you're kind of knocked against the stone that you've been cornered against, and your head first is hit with just this large blunt wooden object, and second it's hit with stone as you kind of go lights out. The other attack is against Bell. That is going to be a 7 to hit. Misses as the goblin kind of flies into the air, but you see his arm kind of go jello-y, the one holding the club, and as he comes down for you, the club kind of just falls out of his hand and his arm like kind of flies behind his back, and he kind of winces in pain and starts to back up and goes on the defensive. And you hear kind of the crowd gasp. Then you hear someone say, "Squangy's never done that. I can't believe it."
Scrunchy.
And that's going to end their turn. Black Mamba, as you were just knocked out, and not like put under, you don't have to make any death saving throws.
Yeah.
And it then goes to Bell.
Okay.
By the way, Bakhmata, is your like square still there?
Well, everything that was in it was until I believe it's a concentration thing. So I don't think I'm concentrating anymore.
I do not think so either, unfortunately.
No.
Okay.
However, they don't seem to be doing the jello thing that they were doing before, and they all seem kind of winded. Seems like they're normally used to getting rid of their target pretty quickly.
Okay. So these guys aren't so tough, and Belle is going to use her bell again on the one in front of her.
Okay.
So 19.
19 hits.
And that'll be 7 damage.
And with a pretty much a golf swing with your bell, you slam it into the goblin. And for a second, the bell is kind of held there. And as the clapper comes and slams into the side of the bell, that momentum is enough to make the goblin stagger. And he goes flying back 5 feet, unconscious, with just the sheer amount of power. You can kind of see his body vibrating from just the inner goings of your powerful bell. And the audience once again cries out, but this time, at the same time, there are some people cheering. It seems like you're slowly winning the crowd over, although there's definitely one kid who kind of yells out, "Scraggly Puss, no!" I should also mention that when you kind of slammed into him, there was just a huge cloud of confetti and glitter. And it kind of lingers in his spot, even after he's knocked back.
Like the shape of him, like on Scooby-Doo.
Pretty much.
Belle just kind of like swings her bell around and laughs.
Some people cheer when you do that, others boo.
Belle is completely oblivious to the booze. And that should be it.
So, Kale?
Okay, if I cast a healing spell, does that bring someone out of unconsciousness?
Yes, it'll bring them to 1 health too.
Okay. In that case, I'll look at Bakhmata and cast Healing Word. Bakhmata, the fight's not over yet. You gotta wake up.
Bakhmata comes out of his kind of slumped against the wall position with 1 HP, kind of looking a little frenzied from being knocked out.
Okay, I guess that's it. I got no bonus actions, so...
That was a bonus action.
What?
Yeah. Some of the spells are bonus actions.
Oh,
Healing
so...
Word is a bonus action, so you can also use a cantrip
Hold on.
as a attack or just a regular one.
Oh, I see now. In my spell description, it says casting time is 1 bonus.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So I can do like an attack or another
Correct.
spell, I suppose.
Yep.
I think you are out of spell slots now because you cast 2.
Oh, 2 per day.
Oh, right. Level
Okay. In that case, I will take out... What do I got? I don't want to use my... Oh, I guess I'll just use an attack spell on the goblin nearest to Bakhmata.
Okay.
Please don't.
What do you mean, please don't?
This one over
The
here
server's
is
down.
pretty damaged.
Oh, so maybe I should... Yeah. Alright, I'll attack that one, rather. Since,
And what are you attacking with?
attack spell, it's wisdom, which is...
Should be +5.
Yeah, it is +5.
Okay.
So...
And what spell are you using?
It just says attack spell.
Oh, so that's what, like, if you're gonna attack with a spell, you use that, but you also have to choose the spell.
Where are those
so
listed?
if I recall correctly, you have Firebolt, you also have Sacred Flame, and if you wanted to, you could also use Create Bonfire.
Oh, okay. Those are my cantrips then. Right.
Yeah.
Alright, I guess I'll just use Firebolt.
Okie dokie. So yeah, you're gonna roll a d20. You're gonna add a 5 to that number, and we'll see if it hits.
5 on the d20 plus 5 is 10.
Okay, you fire off a firebolt, and it whizzes over. And funny enough, would hit the goblin, except for the fact that it kind of, for absolutely no reason, no explanation for this, it trips. I guess it's just really tired and exhausted, and it kind of trips over itself. Comedically, kind of like one of those ladder things where, you know, it goes over the head. And the crowd laughs. They start, and they're like, "Ah, classic Bob!"
I'm sorry, fire still makes me nervous.
And yeah, and
All
Bob
right.
kind of gets back up and like bows and kind of like does the whole like crowd cheer thing.
Alright, that ends my turn.
Silver Surfer.
Alright. I'm gonna attack the one in front of me again with my rapier.
Okay.
Oh god, let's see. Oof. That's 22 to hit? Is that-
22 to hit.
Yeah.
You do hit. And basically, you just take the hilt of your rapier,
Yeah.
and you kind of, while cheering, you kind of just look at him, and you're like, "Eyes on me, buddy." And you just like conk him on the head, and he immediately falls flat.
Nice. And as a bonus action, I'm going to give Belle a Bardic Inspiration die, which is a d6. So you can add that to attack rolls, ability checks, and
Saving throws.
saving throws. Yep.
Okay, and that ends your turn.
Yep.
It then goes to the Flying Feastador, who there are only 2 of now. And they are both going to look at each other and say, "Formation 5!" And then they just drop kick both Bakhmata and
God damn it.
and Kale. So, let me roll for that.
Oh gosh.
Against Kale, that is a 22 to hit.
That'll hit.
And against Belle, that is a 10 to hit.
Oh, you hit me?
You mean me?
Oh, sorry, Bakhmata.
10 misses.
Okay. Kind of just
Goodness.
runs, kicks at you, like tries to drop kick you, and just falls on the floor, like just planks, pretty much. The other one successfully makes contact with Kale, dealing. Got cat. That is going to be 3 damage to Kale.
Oh gosh, that kind of hurt.
As you are slightly winded.
Yeah.
Both goblins kind of get back up and get ready to be attacked again. As it goes to Black Mamba.
Okay. I'm going to swing my quarterstaff at the goblin in front of me.
Okay.
Doo-doo-doo. 13?
13.
Oh wait, do we still have
Does
disadvantage?
No, they're not.
Okay.
It does not hit, as
Oh.
it just barely ducks under it.
Then I am going to try to bite.
Okay.
17?
17 hits.
Okay. That will be 3 damage, and I gain 3 health points.
Okay. You take a bit of leotard, a bit of glitter, and a bit of flesh, as you hear a boo from the crowd. And the same kid who kind of yelled out about Scraggly yells out again, "Not Benedict the Third!"
And that will end my turn.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
the crowd
She's gonna
seems
go
pretty
after.
riled up with
Yeah.
with you attacking.
She's gonna go after the one in front of Kale for
Okay.
daring to hit the little kid. So I get that D6, correct? I'm gonna
Yes.
use it.
And you can choose to use it after you've made the attack roll.
Oh, that's good to know. All right, she's very fond of her bell, so she's gonna use it another time. Oh, did that roll? Cause it just kind of.
I don't know. If you don't think it rolled,
For
then
me, it
you
just
can go
looked.
again.
Oh man,
Did you-
it just
did you
looked
hit
like
R?
it went up and down. Yeah.
Then it rolled. Sometimes
okay,
it
I
doesn't
hope
look
so.
like it on our screens, but
All right, I don't want it to seem like I'm cheating. I don't.
No, I
Okay.
trust you.
That's 21 to hit.
21 hits.
Alrighty. Yeah, I'm not gonna use the D6 then. It added a damage, maybe.
That would be quite good.
But that would be awesome.
That's 8 damage total because of my rage bonus.
Okay. You slam into the goblin. And whereas before, it gave some resistance, this one was a little damaged. And it goes flying. Flying so much that it actually kind of goes up to the lip. And kind of just ends up, back on the lip. And legs hanging over. Confetti just pouring down onto the field. Completely just dazed and knocked out. And the crowd members that are right there kind of grabbing at some of the confetti and being like, "Look, I got Scraggly's confetti.
It's not that valuable now, kid.
No one hears you.
All
Not
right.
even yourself.
Damn.
Wow.
As it is out of the fight, there remains only one of the flying feastadors.
Belle will flex her muscles a bit, posing.
The crowd is just going absolutely nuts. It
Kale.
seems like they may not necessarily care for any other member of the party, but you just being there definitely makes the rest of the party seem cool to them.
Awesome.
Good.
Thanks, Bill.
No problem.
As it then goes to Kale.
I guess I'll try this crossbow one more time.
And he, like, haphazardly points the crossbow towards the goblin and tries to take a shot.
Before you take the shot, you see the goblin kind of look at you, and then put its hands up and say, "We give!"
Oh, okay. I guess we win.
And the crowd kind of just goes wild. You see Limp Bizkit kind of jump down, as well as... Where is Smash Mouth? There's Smash Mouth.
He,
Smash Mouth also jumps down.
he was eating a chicken.
Yeah.
They both have little dustpans with them. And two more assistants also jump down to start dragging the bodies off. The remaining goblin Broderick the Third helps drag the bodies out and looks a little sad, but is also very content with the fight that was had. All while the crowd is still cheering. Most of them are looking at Belle, but some have looked at the Silver Surfer and also Kale. And after a little bit, they start to die down. You hear start to say, "Battlefield 1."
Oh no, we missed the important voice. You're starting to
Yeah.
go robotic again.
The Battle Beetles have won.
Oh, the battle beetles have won. Okay.
All of you, but I think there are only 4 of us. On them will take your gold from the betting station. The rest of you, well, you know what happens when you bet. The next fight will be in 2 hours, featuring everyone's favorite Jimmy Longhorn, as well as a few other animals that we've tamed, to be decided.
Gosh, I wonder how much gold people have betted on us.
You actually can see there's a sign with the odds, and it seemed like for every 1 gold that was put on you, 16 gold was put on the Flying Feastadors.
Oh.
And there are 4 people that look extremely happy. One is the kid who yelled for y'all. It seems like for whatever reason he got his hand on a gold piece and now made a lot of money for a kid. Don't know how that happened. The other 3 are just adults, 2 of which are kind of older, more drunk-looking adults who seem pleasantly surprised that their gold actually got returns. And then one is like a bald dude who is kind of like nodding, and he's like telling the people around him, like, "I knew that would be the outcome. I'm really smart."
Well, doesn't this just make us feel important?
And with that, people start to break off and go back to their wagons as they wait for the next match to be set up. Limp Bizkit and Smash Mouth are dragging bodies off and cleaning up confetti, dust, and blood. And Smash Mouth, actually Limp Bizkit, comes over and he's like, "Hey, good job. Just go up the ladder, get some rest if you want. Lunch is served at roughly midday. Dinner will be served, obviously, later in the day. Yeah."
Oh boy, I hope they have more chicken.
Oh, you know it.
We're gonna die of chicken intake.
I guess I'm gonna climb out of that ring.
Elle practically like jumps up. She's like leaping, skipping rungs.
The little boy, who seems to have made a lot of money, comes up to Kale and says, "If you're a fighter, then I can do it too. Thanks for inspiring me."
You're welcome. I hope you have some very fun fights in the future.
Me too. I really like the Battle Beetle's name. It is very cool, and I think it is super cool. And here. And he gives you a gold.
Oh, thank you so much.
How did you think of such a cool name?
I really like beetles.
Wow, me too.
Do you know Ringo the Beetle? That's my favorite.
Yeah, I like Ringo, although I also like Paul a lot.
Just kind of fall silent at the mention of Paul.
Oh.
Fucking Paul.
I hear they're adding in a new beetle who is supposed to be really great. The beetle's name is Yoko.
Oh no.
Someone said that Yoko will break up the Beatles, but I don't believe it.
I don't think that any beetle could beat Ringo.
Well, that's where we differ. Okay, anyways, thank you, bye.
Okay.
And the kid runs off, and Limp Bizkit kind of just appears next to you. And it's just like, I'm so proud of my son.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I didn't realize you had a son.
Yeah,
What's his name?
my son's name is Tough.
Biscuit.
Croissant?
No, Tough Biscuit.
Oh, biscuit.
Anyways, I gotta go back to cleaning. And Ringo just goes back in the pit. Sorry. Why did I say Ringo? Limp.
Ringo's
I walk
in the
over
pit.
to the tent.
You walk over to the tent.
Yeah, I'm gonna rest.
Sully, where are
Okay.
you going?
I'm gonna follow Sully. Oh god.
I just need my rest.
kind of like jumped across the board there.
Just jog and fall. Slide a little bit.
Sully, where? Oh, I tripped. Sully, where are you going?
That's good. That's good shit.
Gonna curl up under a tree and utilize a hit die.
Okay. A patron comes over to Bell and says, "Wow, that fighting was impressive."
Why, yes, of course it is.
Have you ever thought of becoming a private fighter?
Oh, I'm interested.
Basically, I would take you from fighting ring to fighting ring, tavern to tavern.
Is that code?
Excuse me. I'm insulted that you would even say such a thing. Goodbye. And he just walks off.
Sorry.
I'll be back.
So yeah, you have some downtime before. Actually, as you were told earlier, you don't have any more fights for the day. It seems like you're doing a one fight a day kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you're welcome to just sleep, eat, watch, do things.
I think.
I think Belle would go find a drink somewhere.
One of the little tents seems to be like a makeshift, like beer garden kind of thing.
Yeah, Belle would go over there if she recognizes it like that.
There is a large sign that says beer garden.
Okay. Anyone want to come get a drink with me?
Kale notices this, and his wondrous admiration for his hero Belle begins to dwindle. And he says,
Oh, I'm too young to drink. Anyway, it's bad for you.
Oh.
Nah, girls, hair on your chest. Come on, son, let's go.
"You can bring a 16-year-old drink." Oh no, it's gonna be one of those moments.
You enter the bar all weird and awkward.
Kale, like, begrudgingly follows. More
There seems to
curious.
be a bouncer at the beer garden.
Oh no.
And the bouncer looks at both of you and asks Kale, "Hey, are you of age?"
I'm 16.
Yeah, but are you of age?
Well,
He's of age, he can drink. Come on, listen.
If he says he can drink, he can drink.
I've never tried it before.
But can you drink?
I guess so. I've drank other things. I could give it a try.
Well, then come on in.
Alright, I'm just
Wonder it's
kind of
bouncing.
following Belle in.
My kind of beer garden.
Okay.
Kids, don't drink until you're of age. Don't do drugs is bad.
So you walk into the beer garden, and they're just like 13-year-olds and 12-year-olds everywhere. And they're all just like pounding back shots of beer. Because, shots of beer, definitely a real thing.
Totally.
And you kind of just see, like, on a banner hung in the corner, it just says the kiddie corner. And then you just see, like, a bunch of what look like parents just, like, looking really sad at their kids, like, on the other side of the tent.
Sad because they're stuck in the kiddie section instead?
No. I think it's mostly looks of, like, disappointment.
Okay.
And you see, like, someone who's operating it all kind of looks at you and says, "One of these your kids? Or are you dropping a kid off?"
This is like daycare?
The worst kind.
It's beer garden. Kind of like kindergarten, but with beer.
Go What is this session anyway? This kid's with me. He's not mine, but it's all right.
Oh, it's like that, huh?
Oh no.
You got whiskey or is it just beer?
Well, the beer's for the kids. We got other stuff in the back.
Yeah. Kale, you have some beer? Something that you can handle?
Does it taste good?
No.
Tastes like piss, but it grows on you.
Oh. I don't know if I'll like that.
Just gulp it down.
We also have lemonade.
Oh, jeez.
It's the powdered kind. You kind of just put it in the water and you stir it up.
I imagine Belle is like handing a glass or a pitcher of beer to Kale, and Kale is just gonna take the tiniest sip, and he scrunches his face up a lot. He doesn't like it. He's not a fan.
No, keep drinking. She pats him on the back. Maybe a bit too hard.
I imagine she like tips the pitcher towards Kale's face, and Kale just has to gulp it down, and he's just kind of dazed, oh god. He burps a lot and doesn't really know what's happening.
There you go. Better.
No!
Oh.
Glad you're not one of mine. Maybe you should stick with that lemonade. He's just gonna leave Kale to his stuff and get a whiskey.
Kale just kind of starts walking out of the tent, back towards.
Before
towards the
Kale
sleeping
walks
tent.
away,
Oh.
the kids start to walk towards you and be like, "Hey, bruh, you done any of these shots?"
Kale just kind of looks at him for a moment and doesn't say anything, and heads back towards outside of the tent and kind of trips on the way. He's extremely lightweight. He has not had anything but lemonade before in his life, so he's just done already.
Okay. So shenanigans pass.
Yeah.
And you get to witness a few more fights. The one with Jimmy Longhorns.
And bring us a brand new generation
He's
of
fighting a
warriors.
bunch of mongooses. There are about 10 of them, and he fights them with his bare hands. Eventually, he submits to the mongoose, as there are just too many of them. But the crowd is still very impressed with him, as he's able to take out about 6 or 7, and sort of does so by just tying them all together. So that's the second fight. The third fight is between actually 2 different drunk kids from the beer garden.
Is one of them the kid that I inspired?
No, that kid was not at the beer garden.
Oh, okay.
It's just 2 random kids from the beer garden. One is 12 and the other is 13. And they both just take out shivs.
Oh no!
And they each get a stab or 2 in before it's broken up. And the 12-year-old is announced the winner. It seems like a lot of the parents were in on that fight, as a lot of gold was turned over.
Are they angry soccer parents?
Yeah, there's a lot of yelling. It's like, Jimmy, stab him! What
Stop
good are you,
crying!
Jimmy? There's no crying in stab fights.
Oh god.
I don't care if you're bleeding out.
Yeah, the next fight is between two drunk parents. Coincidentally, the parents of the two drunk kids, as they kind of fight it out, and the kids kind of switch positions, and the kids are like, "Hey, Dad, stop being like a fucking narc! Like, go stab him!" It seems like a bunch of really dysfunctional families. So that's the fourth fight, and then the fifth and final fight of the night. There seemed to be a group of 4 what seemed to be twins, all elvish twins actually, and they're all fighting a bear.
God.
And the bear won.
But just barely.
That's not really surprising.
They had to get the bear under control because it got a little bit of a taste for blood. The excess scarring rule was kind of broken, but it's a bear, so they can't really do anything about it. And
Is that the bell?
that's the final. It's the final fight of the night. As after dinner and all that, y'all head back to your sleeping areas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna sleep.
Yeah, I guess we're all sleeping, and actually, I gotta be done soon.
Yeah, we're ending it with
Okay.
the sleep.